Hello everyone. On today's video I'm going to show you guys some recent T.T.M returns. So let's get started here. So the first one took 15 days and the person signed 202 for me, and that person would be Mr. Bruce Coslett. Set one over here. Now Mr. Bruce Coslett played tight end for the Cincinnati Bengals from 1969 to 1976. For his career, he had 61 receptions for 878 yards receiving and 9 TDs. So when Mr. Coslett's playing days were over, he became an offensive coordinator, and he was the offensive coordinator of the Cincinnati Bengals in 1988 that went to the Super Bowl and lost to the 49ers. And I believe the score was 20-16 or 21-16. It was a pretty close game. So after he was an offensive coordinator, he became the head coach of the New York Jets from 1990 to 1993. His regular season record was 47 wins, 77 losses. And his postseason record was 0 wins, 1 loss. This is Mr. Bruce Coslett, former New York Jets coach. All right, the next one up took 24 days to get back to me, and the person signed 3 of 3 for me. And that person would be Mr. Earnest Byner. There's 1. There's 2, and I'll hold the third one here for a moment. So, Mr. Earnest Byner played college football at East Carolina. He was drafted in the 10th round of the 1984 draft by the Cleveland Browns. He played 14 years in the N.F.L. with the Browns, the Redskins, and the Ravens. For his career, Mr. Byner had 8,261 rushing yards for a 3.9 average and 56 TDs. Now his 8,261 rushing yards are 42nd all-time. In addition to his rushing yards, Mr. Byner had 512 receptions for 4,605 yards and 15 TDs. Now his 512 receptions are 139th all-time, but for running backs, his 512 receptions are 13th all-time. He was a 2-time Super Bowl champion. He was a 2-time Pro Bowler in 1990 and 1991. He was a second-team All-Pro in 1991. He was voted one of the greatest Redskins, and he's also in the Ravens Ring of Honor. This is Mr. Earnest Byner. Set this over here like this. And also, on the back of this envelope, there was a stamp, and it says Healing Dogs. And I'm like, well, what's Healing Dogs? Are they trying to help dogs, that are wounded get better? Or what is this? So I looked it up, and it's a pretty cool organization. His organization helps people that are down on their luck, like veterans, homeless people. They work with children. Just a good organization. If you get a chance, stop by and check it out. So, the next one took 16 days, and the person signed 101 for me, and that person is, come on out of here, Mr. Dusty Baker. Now, Mr. Dusty Baker was drafted by the Braves in 1967. And a little bit of trivia for you guys, he was on deck when Hank Aaron smacked his 715th home run to pass Babe Ruth all-time on the all-time home run list. He played 19 years with the Braves, Dodgers, Giants, and A's. For his career, he had a .278 batting average, 242 home runs, 1,013 RBIs. He was also a manager. He had a career record of 1,863 wins, 1,636 losses, and he managed the Giants, the Cubs, the Reds, and the Nationals. Also, Mr. Baker was a 2-time All-Star, World Series champ in 1981, NLCS MVP in 1977. He was a Gold Glove Award winner in 1981. He was a 2-time Silver Slugger Award winner in 1980 and 1981. He was 3-time NL Manager of the Year in 1993, 1997, and 2000. This is Mr. Dusty Baker. So finally, last one was a no-go. You can tell by the frowny face. So I sent this one out to Mr. Mike Alstott, who was a beast for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back in the 90s. He was a running back / fullback. So he sent the cards back to me unsigned, and then he sent this letter. I'll hold it up here for a few seconds. You guys can read it. Okay, so Mr. Alstott wants $25 for a card and $30 for a photograph, and he's not guaranteeing when you'll get it back. Now, I'm pretty sure Mike Alstott's organization is a really fine organization, but at this time, I think I'm going to decline to send Mr. Alstott $25. Because I feel that, you know, even though he has probably a great organization, I think I could spend my $25 more wisely. I could spread it out over several organizations, you know, players who, you know, want a donation for their organization, and some of them are really cheap. I mean, $5. So at this time, I will be declining Mr. Mike Alstott's $25 request, but if you would like to, right there's the address. And that's all I have for today, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want to thank Mr. Bruce Coslett, Mr. Earnest Byner, and Mr. Dusty Baker for signing these cards and getting them back to me. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Just remember, keep collecting, keep searching for those hidden gems, and keep having fun. Later.